Anomali kwe sonino. Sonina mama krawalo ko bempo mesime don halo ni sen watwe sisi nyanyano akatu afu obiri kwa mfako boss mo boy ya dance.
Hello my people, welcome to Akebula. Yes, we bring Africa to your doorstep, tell you the history of Africans and the history of black Africans and real Africans, some of my brothers in the diaspora. If you are black, you're an African. It's time to turn your mind back home. Today our video is going to be on a question asked mostly. So some of my people from the diaspora, one asked a question that Africans were doing slavery way before the Europeans came in. You're right and wrong at the same time. Yes, Africans were doing slavery, but what's the type of slavery we were doing? Let's get into that. So yes, there was slavery in Ghana, in Africa, precisely. Kingdom rose against kingdoms, towns against towns, and empire against empire, all looking for dominance. So when an empire conquers another empire, what happens is that such an empire that has conquered a different one would take most of the subject there as slaves and bring them to their kingdom. And what happened was that if I conquer an empire, the township becomes under my empire. So one of the kingdoms that actually took part in the slave trading was Dintra. Dintra was a very great clan or kingdom that was very, very powerful in Ghana around 16th and 17th century. They were known for their wealth, gold, mining and control of roads. Particularly, they also have trade with the Europeans. So Dintra was the conquering state around the 16th to 17th century. And they conquered, even Ashantis was under Dintra. They fought and conquered the Ashantis. And what was happening was that Ashantis were paying, right now I think we call it, they were paying taxes yearly to Dintra. So when they conquer, let's say an Ashanti kingdom, they take most of their people, hard-working ones, as slaves. So Dintra was able to, before the European came into Ghana, our type of slavery was like they take, we call it donko. So the donko, you come to my kingdom to serve. You serve, and when you are able to serve well, you sometimes become part of my kingdom and become part of the family. Some of the slaves here work their way out to become even kings and great men in the kingdom that had enslaved them. So they were not maltreated, they were not raped, they were not done to, like, worse things were not done to them as opposed to what the Europeans did to our brothers and sisters that was taken away to the European. So ignorantly, like the Dintra was selling slaves, thinking like they had, how do we call it, like they are going to be a slave like our own here, but it wasn't like that. So around 18th century, Dintra got defeated by the Ashanti kingdom, and the Ashanti kingdom also took over, ignorantly also selling my people and our brothers who went through slavery. Another reasons why my kingdom sold slaves to the Europeans was because we were divided. We were focused on territories, like conquering territorial rules, kingdom rising against kingdom. In fact, spiritually, we were divided. So after some time, our ancestors spoke to the kings, and the priests notified that we are one people. We are one Africa. So therefore, the kingdoms in Ghana decided that we needed to... So together, the kings and the spiritualists in Ghana and parts of Africa, Nigeria was included. They regretted selling their people and my people to the outside world. So they came up with the Fihankra project. Fihankra came from the Adinkra symbol. So the topic of that project was uniting the divided home. So to bring the house back, we needed to pacify the Gonzos through slavery. So in 1994, that was actually made to pacify the Gonzos, of which their blood also runs through you that is watching, my brothers and sisters. So around 1994-95, rituals was done at Accra, Jamestown, Usher Fort. It's called Osu Castle, the Usher Fort Castle. So in 1994, representatives from the Ghana's National House of Chiefs and the spiritual head of the Ghanaian Mission of Nigeria participated in the historic atonement ceremony for the Fiankra project in Accra, Ghana, which aimed to facilitate the return and integrate the African diaspora. Key figures also included diasporan Africans and the Akwamu traditional rulers and elders who allocated land to the project. So basically, there were two main castles that slaves were passing through, and that's where they departed. Actually, that's the Jamestown Usher Fort and the Cape Coast Castle. But the capital was in Accra, so they did this ceremony at the Jamestown Usher Fort, led by the then Denchira king, or therefore Buampunsim. He was the leader of that. So they did a ceremony to appease the Gonzos, and in our local parlance we call it Opataum. So they were appeased, and from then, for the kingdoms, and they asked for forgiveness and appease the souls that were gone through slavery in Ghana, and lands were allocated for the returnees around 1994 around Eastern region. Everybody that wanted to return, but it wasn't. I think around 1995 they also went for a European tour to preach to the people that Africa is home and therefore they should return. Yes, so that's how it all went. I believe the pacification was accepted by the ancestors, and therefore in your heart you know that Ghana is home, Africa is home. Why are you there? Come back home. Build a land. Build your house home. Come, let's build Africa together. God bless our homeland, Ghana. God bless Africa. Peace out.